All right, so the first thing I'd like to do, one of the reasons why I do a 2-hour lesson is the first lesson. It's because I want to get a good assessment of where you're at.
Okay.
And get a really good look at your fundamentals.
Yeah.
I'd like to tackle that first.
Okay.
We may not have a whole lot to cover, if they're good.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm not going to try and completely change the way that you shoot. What I like to do is see how you shoot, see what you're doing, all the different parts of your fundamentals, your grip and your stance and your aim and all of that.
Right.
And then kind of tweak a few things if I think they need it.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want, what I'll do is I'll rack you some 9-ball, and you can play through a game of 9-ball.
All right.
And I'm just going to observe. I'm not going to make a lot of observations. If you have questions, that's fine. And and also if you want to talk through your thought process as you're running these.
Okay.
If you want to take ball in hand at any time, go ahead. But I don't care about the game itself. I'm watching you shoot. So.
Okay. Well, I guess one thing about 9-ball is like never quite sure on the break where I should line it up and like where I should aim.
Sure. So there's two different types of 9-ball being played these days. One is on the spot, one on the spot, the other's 9 on the spot.
Right.
9 on the spot's very popular among the pros.
Right.
I really like the rule set as well. So when you're breaking with 9-ball on the spot, you usually want to break from right about here.
Okay.
You'll notice the track here.
Yeah.
I do a lot of breaking
in
this spot. A ball or two away from the rail.
Okay.
Dead straight on the 1 ball.
Okay.
And if the rack is tight, very specifically, these 4 balls, this ball should go right in the corner.
Yeah. Okay.
When you're doing the 9-ball on the spot, it's completely different. You have to break within the box.
Yeah.
And you do a half ball hit on the 1 with the cue ball coming here and back into the rack.
Right. Okay.
That's a lot more. It's a lot tougher. It's a lot more discipline. And,
right.
If you go and play in a tournament somewhere, most likely you're going to do 1 on the spot.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to watch.
Okay.
And just like I said, take ball in hand anytime you want. Just want to watch you shoot.
It did it.
It did.
Like you said. How about that? Well. Probably try to play it safety here if I was in an actual game. Well, maybe I will take ball in hand and then try to just set it up.
Get this out of your way.
Okay.
Is this your case?
Yes. Yeah. I think it came with this one.
Cue ball is a 9 all pool actually is a game of intention. So
right.
I like to know what your intentions are. So go
yeah,
ahead.
so I'm going to try to maybe stun it over a little bit and then come back for the 3 here.
Okay.
And then I'm not very good at planning like 2 shots ahead and see where I want to be. So I guess I probably want to be over here a little bit so I can get an angle on the 4. I think the 4 goes. I was hoping to bring that down table more here, but. So I'll probably try to just come off the rail and the 3 on the side. Let's just pretend that one went in.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. I like, you know, when I'm practicing to focus a little more on the cue ball control than shot making, I guess. Maybe that's a bad approach, but. Ugh. Damn it.
What are you doing here?
Well, I was hoping to maybe try to sneak it around the 5 and come back for the same pocket. That's the idea. Didn't work. If there's any way to not go into the 7, but oh, come on.
Nice. Okay.
Your pockets are definitely narrower than mine. A couple of those I rattled. Like I would have gone on
Do
my
you know
table.
who? Are you familiar with Oscar Dominguez?
No.
Okay. He is a pro player. He's played in the Mosconi Cup.
Okay.
He owns a pool hall in Sacramento, Hard Times Billiards.
Okay. I think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I have a friend who lives in Davis who's really, really into pool.
Okay.
So I think he's told me
I'm
about
sure he
that
probably
place.
knows all about
Yeah.
Oscar.
Yeah.
And I actually bought this from him.
Oh, cool.
This was in his pool hall. His dad, Ernesto, is one of the best pool mechanics in the world. He's very, very sought after.
Yeah.
And you know, he did all of his tables.
Yeah.
So he did this table. So the pockets they're pool hall friendly.
Yeah.
But they're not super sloppy.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? Mine are pretty.
Yeah.
I think when I bought my table, I was like, it'd be nice to myself.
So they're not quite pro cut. If you don't know what that means, it means pro cut means parallel, right? Pro cut. What's great about that is a ball coming fast down the rail will go in the pocket more often.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of times on, like, especially the valley tables, they're cut pretty wide.
Yeah.
And what happens is even though it looks like a bigger pocket, if a ball comes in like this and then hits this rail or hits this cushion here, it looks like that's just going to bounce in.
Yeah.
Right? But if you hit it hard, it does this and comes back out.
Right.
Because the angle like this tends to do that.
Gotcha.
Right? If they're parallel, it just keeps going in.
Okay.
Right. So a lot of times you'll see, like when the pros are playing, you're watching the Mosconi Cup and then they smack a ball and it rattles, but it goes in.
Right.
That's why.
Right.
It's a pro cut and it doesn't spit the balls back out.
Interesting.
Which is nice. So
yeah.
In any case.
Yeah.
So I think I have enough to go on with your fundamentals. They look, I would say you're 95% there.
Oh, good.
Two things that I would, so your stance looks good. Your bridge looks great. Your grip, a little bit of something I want to work on there, and then your approach.
Okay.
Right. So the fundamentals kind of cover everything up to aiming and hitting the ball. Right.
Okay.
Aiming is kind of part of fundamentals, but what we're talking about is the mechanics of the game. So it's everything up to the stroke.
Okay.
Right. So your stroke looks good. Your bridges look good. I just noticed you did use some open, more open than closed.
Yeah, I usually go open. Sometimes if it's like a longer shot and I'm putting backspin on it, I'll close it.
That's perfect. Yeah. That's kind of what I recommend. Different players, some people use closed bridges all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, both of those bridges look pretty good.
Okay.
I don't know. You didn't really have any rail shots that you needed to shoot.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really looking at any rail bridges, but for the most part, they look pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your grip.
Okay.
Your grip looks good. Go ahead and get down on the ball like you're shooting it.
Okay.
So your grip looks good, and I can see that your wrist is locked, which is great. That's fantastic.
Okay.
You're straight up and down. Yep. That's perfect. The moment of contact, you're pretty much vertical. You could probably scoot back a little tiny bit.
Okay.
So that the moment of contact on the ball, when you're right there, your back arm is straight up and down.
Gotcha.
But for the most part, it looks really good.
Okay.
Your grip is good, and it looks like you're using a single point and not a full grip. But
you're just doing it's kind of a little
that's good. I would recommend, the only thing I would recommend, and it's a minor point, it doesn't, it might not affect your game too much, is that I can see some air here, right? You might want to just make sure that you, instead of holding like this, you're holding
get it all the way into the
and that's just for a little bit more stability, but it's good to have a loose grip. Some people even use a slip grip. Which I do that, especially when I'm breaking. I have a slip grip so that it can naturally get to the right position. And of course I grip a little harder once I actually shoot.
Right. Okay.
But that looks pretty good.
Okay.
The biggest thing that I would note is your approach. And this is all part of your pre-shot routine.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that concept?
Yeah.
So every shot should look the same.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're doing a really tough cut shot, really tough position, and you have to think about it, or if it's a really easy shot and on the last ball. Your pre-shot routine should be the same. Pre-shot routine includes your assessment of the table, the aim that you're going to use, even the English that you're going to use. You got all this stuff figured out. You do all of that while you're standing, not while you're down.
Right.
When you're down, now you're focused on you know what you're going to do. You just need to do it. Part of that routine is your approach, right? I noticed that on a lot of your shots, let me grab my cue real quick. In fact, most of your shots, you're looking at this and you're trying to figure out what you want to do. You want to pull this back a little bit to get on the 3-ball here. And you get down on the shot, you shoot the shot, and then you come over, and you're immediately down on the shot.
Yeah.
And I would say that's most likely the reason that you missed those couple of balls that seemed easy and kind of frustrated you a little bit. Like, how did I miss those? Those were easy shots.
Yeah.
Right? It's because what you really want to do, it doesn't matter if it's an easy shot like this, it's a tough shot like this.
Yeah.
You get back here because you want to see the whole thing. You should be a full cue away from the shot, right?
Okay.
You want to figure out exactly the aim line or the target path, right? To figure out what your aim line is. So you're going to be in line with the target. Then you're going to be, so let's say this is even a little bit more of a cut.
Yeah.
So there's the target and there's my aim. I want to see it.
Yeah.
You know, when you're watching online and you're watching somebody shoot, you can just tell, or if you're just watching somebody else play, you can just tell, oh, they're offline.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you're trying to do here, is just look at that line and go, okay, I see the line I need to be on to aim this, to put it in.
Okay.
And then you approach the shot.
Right
from behind, you see the line and you drop your cue into the line.
Okay.
That's what you want to do on every shot.
Okay.
It's a tough habit to get into,
Yeah.
but when you're practicing at home on your table, practice that. You just line up some easy shots.
Yeah.
And sometimes what I do is I have my students just shoot these into the pocket.
Right.
Right. This is all about your fundamentals and your mechanics. This is not about aiming balls or anything like that.
Right.
That's about coming in here, looking at the line, 7. Now this is your aim line.
Right.
Aiming your cue ball right into the pocket, right? And then drop down and deliver.
Okay.
Then get back up, come back down, see the line, drop into it, and deliver.
Gotcha.
Okay? You don't have to shoot it that quickly.
Yeah.
I just mean
right.
Drop down, take your practice strokes, shoot it in.
Okay.
Right? That's not about, you're not measuring your accuracy there, okay? What we're doing is we're focusing on the fundamentals.
Right.
Get down on your shot, see the line, get down. And if it feels off a little bit, in fact, try it.
Yeah.
Just aim to here, right? Just get down and aim to there.
Right.
And then try to adjust your shot. If you try to adjust it down here, all of a sudden your body's going to be off balance.
Yeah.
Right? Always pick yourself back up.
Right.
See the line, drop into it.
Got it.
Okay? Why don't you give that a try?
Okay. Okay.
Also, part of your pre-shot routine is chalking.
Oh, yeah.
So
I tend to forget that.
I'll give you one of these.
Yeah. Okay.
So chalking, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Okay.
Okay. This is chalking.
Okay.
You don't have to chalk. You don't have to apply chalk every time. But that should be part of your habit. It should be almost subconscious, like you're watching the shot and you're just kind of, you're looking at it.
Yeah.
You'll see pros do that all the time.
Yeah.
They're looking at it, and then they'll look down to see, did I make sure? So here's what you want to do.
Okay.
Whenever you're chalking, you'll notice that my tip right here is different colors, right?
Yeah.
I don't want that. What I want is a nice even coat. It's like painting, right?
Right.
On my entire tip. And when I'm done, it's all one color.
Okay.
All one shade, like that.
Gotcha.
Okay. You'll notice my chalk. I don't use that one very often.
Yeah.
I have this expensive $30.
Right. Yeah.
But you'll notice what it looks like.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't have the hole drilled in the middle.
Right. Right.
And that's what you want.
Okay.
You want to use that, get in the light. There you go. Now you see all the missed colors on there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's even after you did the little thing, you know. That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Especially the edges. When we start talking about English, you'll understand why.
Right.
But yes, you want nice even coat all the way around. Just use the corner of it. You don't have to get into the divot there. Just use the corners. Just like you're a kindergartner trying to paint between the lines, right?
Yep.
That's it. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
Light coat. Okay?
Okay.
And this is also chalking. Okay?
Yeah.
I just looked, make sure.
Yeah.
It's all part of the pre-shot routine.
Gotcha.
It's just a habit to always make sure that you have enough chalk on your stick. Okay. Let's do these last 4.
Part of one of my things is I need reading glasses, but I don't know if I can get I tried getting like a bifocal where it's just clear on the top, and then because when I get up to the ball, when I'm aiming on the cue ball, I can't see it that well. But I can't wear it because then if everything else is blurry down table. So That's an issue I've been trying to deal with. I know they make like pool glasses, but
they do, but those
like giant, huge things.
Those are more for people who need a prescription to see far.
Right.
And a lot of times when you're down on the ball, for a lot of people, you know, if they're down like this, like right here, the top line of the top rim of my glasses is covering the pocket.
Right.
So I kind of have to. I've gotten used to it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me.
Right.
And some people that bother, so they get glasses that are a little bit higher.
Right.
That's what those are for. What I would suggest is try finding some of those reading glasses that are very thin.
Okay. Yeah.
They're real short.
Right.
You kind of wear them on you know, a little lower, so you can see, like when you're just like this, you can see over the top.
Yeah.
Of them. But when you have to read something down here, you're looking down.
Right.
That might help you. Just remember that there's going to be that transition between the rim.
Right.
If they made glasses like you're talking about, where there's a nice transition between the reading level, you can get those made. You can go to an optometrist and say, give me a prescription, progressive glasses, my reading glasses down below, and just plain up top.
Right. Okay. You know? Yeah, I might do that.
It's a little more expensive, of course, but if that's what helps you. Now get back up. Remember that every single one is going to be the same. You're looking at your aim, and you're dropping the cue into that line.
Right.
Okay. So it's a very deliberate action. After a while, it'll become habit, and you won't need to be that obvious about it. But right now, you should be very, very cognizant of that. Also be aware, since you're at home and you're using your own balls and your own table, that doing this puts chalk on the balls a lot more.
Yeah.
So make sure your balls are clean.
Yeah.
I have a ball cleaner, so I can.
I bought the cleaner and like the microfiber cloths, so I just clean them by hand.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. All right, I'd like you to get down on this one, but don't shoot it. I want to do a little experiment.
Okay.
Let me get on this side again. So what I'm going to do is, once you're down on the shot, you tell me when you're ready to shoot. I'm going to try and push you over.
Okay.
I want you to resist.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Okay. So your stance is a little bit closed.
Okay.
Which is fine. And the fact that you're stable is good. A lot of people, though, when they use when I say closed, open is you're opening yourself up to the shot. Closed is a little more like this. So you're more straight on the shot rather than, I usually recommend beginner players to start with 45 degrees and then adjust to whatever feels comfortable.
Yeah.
Looks like you're comfortable and it looks like your stance is good.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that you were stable.
Yeah.
You want to be, when you're down on the shot, a couple of things. Number one, I can sit here for a minute and not get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, it's not the most comfortable thing, but it's better than this.
Right.
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 You're comfortable. And the other thing is, you should be able to lift your hand and not move the rest of your body.
Right.
If you can't lift your hand, it means you're putting weight on your hand. Right. If you're like this, you can't lift it without falling over.
Right.
So those two are important things to check every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you're in a comfortable position. You can take your time. You're not going to get tired because you're going to do this exact same stance 100 times in one session of pool. So Okay, go ahead. Good. How do all those feel?
Good, yeah. And after you said that, I realized I probably was putting too much weight on my hand.
So another thing you can do is this exact same drill, but now you can make it more of an accuracy test.
Okay.
Right? And these are drills that you can do at home anytime. So basically, take where you want the ball to go, which is right here, and just put a ball in the way like that.
Okay.
Now make these balls without hitting the 3-ball.
Right.
Now you can see you got to be a lot more deliberate, right?
Yeah.
You don't have a big pocket to shoot at. You have a small target. Nice. And you don't have to be that far apart, that far away. I mean, whatever feels comfortable. Right. Like I said, at least a full cue away.
Right.
Very nice. Bonus points if you don't hit the rail.
Okay.
Remember to look at your tip whenever you're chalking.
Oh, okay.
You don't know if you're covered. It's not that important when you're doing center ball hits, but when we start talking about English, you're going to see it's very important.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, do you feel like you're being a lot more deliberate now than you did on the when there was no ball there?
Yeah, like setting up on the line.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I've watched enough videos to know, like, don't get down and then try to adjust what you're doing. Right. But I'm not deliberate about it.
Very good. Very nice. They also make these. These are really good training.
Yeah, I've my buddy who lives in Davis told me about those.
Yeah, if you get these, this is a really good one.
Yeah.
To use to put in here.
Yeah.
Because you're just basically giving, especially if you're coming down the rail, you're giving yourself a nice small target.
Yeah.
That's another way to do it besides using the ball.
Yeah. So. Okay.
All right. So how do we feel so far?
Good. Good. Yeah. Definitely putting too much weight forward and sitting back a little more centered over my feet and less leaning.
I think you're going to find that your shots are going to be a little bit more accurate and you're going to gain confidence.
Yeah.
This game is all about confidence. Yeah. The number one thing that I always teach is red light, green light. Okay. When you get down on a shot, you need to ask yourself, you need to ask your subconscious self, does this feel like I'm going to make the ball?
Right.
And you have to be honest with yourself, right? And your subconscious is going to tell you yes or no, or maybe.
Yeah.
Red, yellow, green, right?
Right.
I'm not sure is a valid response, right? If you're not sure and you're just practicing, try the shot.
Right.
Right? Your subconscious is going to go, oh, okay, so that was a no, right? And it's going to catalog that. And you've probably heard the practice methodology, hit 1,000,000 balls.
Right.
Right. That just means catalog 1,000,000 shots in your brain.
Right.
Your brain is going to remember them.
Yeah.
Your brain knows how to drive because you've been driving for a long time, right? You don't need all the stuff that you had to try to remember when you were first learning how to drive. You don't have to remember that stuff anymore, right? Because it's just natural, right? You know how much to adjust the steering wheel.
Right.
You don't even think about that as you're trying to stay in the center of the lane, right? But you do have to make micro adjustments.
Right.
But you already know how to do that. And it's come to the point where it's completely natural. You don't have to like watch yourself and go, oh, I need to move. Oh, you know, you're just naturally doing that. So that's how it is with pool. You know, when you are down on a shot and you don't think you're going to make it, if the answer is no, I don't think so, then get back up.
Yeah.
Get back up, look at the aim again, readjust, get back down. Everybody does it, including the pros.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a shot like this down the rail. pros can hit this thing 99 times out of 100
Yeah.
without thinking about it, right? But they need that cue ball to come back down to the rail to shoot the 8 ball in this right here. So they get down in the shot, and just something doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
To the rest of us, we're like, it looks like he's good. It looks like he's got the right aim. He's, but something about his approach, something about all of that doesn't feel right. So he gets back up.
Yeah.
He looks at it, gets back down, and now he's got that green light. Right. Now he's like, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
Right. No problem. So make sure that you listen to that voice.
Right. Okay.
And that's what all of this, the fundamentals and doing these simple drills are all about. It's teaching your brain, you go and shoot this shot and you get down and you miss it. That's not a bad thing. Your brain has cataloged that, right? Yeah. Don't come up here and oversteer by saying I need to aim a lot more to the left now, right? Your brain already cataloged it.
Yeah.
Just try to do the same thing. Just try to do it properly.
Right.
Right. And you'll make those micro adjustments until you're making a lot more.
Okay.
A lot more balls. All right. Let's talk about English.
Okay.
So my first question to you is, why do we use English?
Well,
and when I say English, I'm talking about left and right.
Okay, side to the side. Well, the reasons I use it are, one, to compensate for throw on a cut shot.
Okay.
And
so you understand cut induced throw and spin induced throw and all that? Okay, good.
And to play position, to move the cue ball where I want it to go, especially like off a rail, if I want to come off a rail a certain way. Mm-hmm. And then just, to direct the object ball. Okay.
The tendency for a lot of players, all the way up to pro players, is to use English a lot more than they need to.
Yeah.
Again, Tor Lowry. He has a really good video on practicing using no English. You're not allowed to use English.
I think I've seen that one actually.
It's really good.
Yeah,
and it teaches you to understand the natural path of the cue ball.
Yeah.
And to use that along with speed, follow and draw.
Yeah.
And that's it. To get the cue ball to go where you want it to go.
So probably a year ago, I think I saw that video, and I think it might have been that video or a different one, but it was like in China, I think. They just when they're training their pool players, like everything else, regimented and government run. But they only teach them center ball for the first several years.
Right.
And so for a long time, I was just practicing center ball. So a lot of times it'll be I'll have a shot here, into this pocket, but I need the natural ball path coming off the rail would be, to come this way based on the angle, but I need it to come more center. So I would try to put some English on it, so then when it comes off the rail, it's not following the natural angle, it's coming back.
Right.
That's when I try to use it, and those are the shots I kind of struggle with.
My philosophy on this is English is great when it is advantageous to use.
Right. Yeah.
This game is all about percentages. So you take the percentages, the percentage chance of you making the ball based on your current ability and skills and all of that. Your ability to get to the next shot, which affects your ability to make the next ball.
Right.
And to get to the next shot, et cetera, et cetera. So all of this is built on percentages. If you take, it sounds to a lot of people like I'm 90% positive I can make every ball on this table. Okay, there's 9 balls.
Yeah.
Take 90% times 90% times 90%. Do that 9 times, and
Yeah.
what is your percentage?
Yeah. It goes way down.
It's less than half.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It goes way down. So your chance of running the balls, putting all of those percentage chances together, ends up becoming less than a half.
Right.
Half is great for a lot of players. An intermediate player running the table half the time. That's fantastic, right? But a lot of times that means that what most likely is going to happen is you may be fantastic at making balls, so maybe that's 95%, but your chances of getting to the next ball correctly are 80%.
Right.
And if it's halfway across the table and you've got to hit 3 rails, maybe it's 60%. All those percentages add up.
Right.
Right. So so the key is to try and bump those percentages up. Using English drops your percentages a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As an example, you have to shoot this ball in.
Okay.
Right. Your next ball,
yeah,
let's say, is right here.
Okay.
Right. So you've got to shoot it in this pocket.
Yeah.
Maybe the 9 ball is like this or something.
Okay.
So you can't shoot it up there.
Yeah.
It's too shallow to get in here. Okay. And this is the shot that you have.
Right.
Right. So what a lot of people will do in this case, you might think, oh, well, let's just use some English.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's shoot it softly enough to make that, hard enough to make it, but softly enough to not hit it too hard, and put some English on it. Right. So we decide we're going to come up here, we're going to put a little bit of English.
Yeah. Yeah, and that happens.
Exactly. So English, if you don't know how to compensate for it when you're aiming, and I know that's kind of what you asked about.
Yeah.
But it's a little more complicated.
Right. Yep.
A lot of times a shot like this, and with a lot of shots, you're better off doing like maybe a medium speed to a fuller speed, because you're going to be more accurate. Mm-hmm. Now, if you shoot really hard, and then your accuracy goes back down, right? But what if instead of this, we just decide to go with natural? Natural's going to pretty much come down straight down the table, right? We focus on making the ball with speed.
And then coming down.
Right?
Right.
Didn't have to use any English at all. In fact, that was more speed than I really needed.
Yeah.
But I got on the right side of that ball.
Yeah.
Right? I increased the percent chance of me being able to make this ball and get on the ball. Putting the English on it, a lot of things can happen. If this ball were, say, here, and I'm shooting this ball in, and so I try to keep it as straight as possible and hit some right-hand English. Assuming I make it, I might end up hitting this ball and getting behind it.
Right.
So your accuracy using English, especially in this type of a case, goes down. So my recommendation would be, how can I do this without using English? English is my only option, right? So if I have a shot like, let's say I have a shot like this, and I need to get on this ball.
Okay.
So here's my end game, right?
Okay.
Here's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Well, now if I just hit it with no English, I hit it high, it's going to run into these balls. If I don't use English at all, it's going to come off straight this way, maybe a little bit in, come over here. But am I really going to be able to get on that 6 ball? Right. Now we use running English, because in this case, our running English is going to help the cue ball travel around the table.
Yeah.
And I feel confident that adding English to this shot is not really going to reduce my accuracy.
Right.
It's directly into the corner pocket. So in this case, I'm just going to put some English on it. Maybe do a stun shot, which basically means it's not spinning forward or backward at the moment it hits the 5. And get my position on the 6.
Okay.
So yes, I want to make sure that you understand that when you choose to use English, that you're choosing the right time to use it.
Right.
And that it's really good possibility that you're probably using it a little more than you need to.
Yeah.
And that may be just because you're overcompensating for not getting the right position.
Right.
The whole idea behind this is to get the proper position for the next shot.
Yeah.
Always thinking 3 balls ahead,
Yeah.
at least 3 balls ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So with a shot like this, what I did was perfect. or good.
Yeah.
This would not have been as good.
Yeah.
Still doable.
Yeah.
Right? I can draw it back with
Yeah.
some, and in this case I would use some English
Yeah.
here, just so I can come and hit the rail and kind of pop out a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm going to be farther away from my 7-ball. By leaving it here, now I can put a little bit of draw. I don't need English here. I can just put a little bit of draw on it. And I have the angle to shoot this at a medium speed and drift out here for the 8-ball next, right?
Right.
So I could do all of this without using any English, right? If I did something like ended up leaving it here, then now I'm thinking, oh God, I've got to get up there, and maybe my 8-ball is here.
Okay.
Right. So what if I'm too straight to really stun it over? I
Yeah.
could draw it back, and that's probably the right answer in this case.
Yeah.
But if I follow it forward and then come back down here, I've got a small target. Right now we're back into that area where we're going to talk about next, which is position play. I don't want to be coming across my target here. I want to be coming across my target here.
Yeah.
Ideally, if I had left myself an angle to come here, I would like that better, because then I can drop down below the 8-ball and be on that line, on that position play line a lot longer. So in a case like this, I might think, okay, I have to hit this hard with follow and right hand spin.
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't want to drop below the 9-ball. Right. So what I would probably do in this case is take my medicine and draw back a little bit. The draw back and come back here. It's a longer shot, but I feel better about that than the accuracy of actually making that ball. I might feel better about getting close to the 8-ball, but I've dropped my percentage on making the 7-ball because I've decided to go forward with spin.
Right.
Right. I'll try it.
Okay.
And I also risk scratching. So that worked out. But that was, you saw it rattle, right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to be as accurate as possible. Yeah. So really think about, do I absolutely need English here?
Yeah.
Right. So as far as the mechanics, how do we shoot with English? There's two different thoughts, and I'm going to go over both of them. One of them is an advanced concept. If you have trouble understanding it, make sure you let me know, because I want to make sure that you understand. The first, of course, is just parallel, right? So when I'm aiming this ball, whatever aiming method you use, ghost ball, contact point, however you're aiming it, you figure out the aim through center ball is here.
Yeah.
Right? So parallel means you simply move over.
Okay.
Right? So I'm just moving this over, but my eye line is still seeing this line.
Yeah.
Right? This is my aim line.
Yeah.
I'm just next to it.
Yep.
Right. But conceptually, I kind of have both of them in my head. And that's what I'm not aiming my cue through this ball to that point. I'm not thinking about that.
Okay.
I'm still aiming the center of this ball to the ghost ball, or whatever method I'm using. In this particular case, it happens to be a half ball hit. So I'm aiming the center of the ball at the edge of the 8.
Yeah.
Right. That is where my eye line, that's where my mind, in my mind, that's where the aim is, even though my cue is naturally aimed here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
That's parallel shift over.
Okay.
Okay. And it works for most shots.
Okay.
Okay. We'll
try. Do you move your front hand over?
Well, that's one way to do it.
Okay.
But really, what you're trying to do is just move both of them over. So what you're trying to do is, you see it, you have to put the English. You come down on that line.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Just like that.
Gotcha.
And if I didn't come down right, a lot of times these are the ones you have to kind of do little adjustments.
Yeah. Okay.
So this right here is how I feel comfortable with this shot.
Right.
And that right hand spin brought it out. So So that's a case where English is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Draw would have worked as well too.
Yeah.
Right? Draw would have pulled it back.
Yeah.
And then manufacture that angle without needing to do English off of the side rail.
Yeah.
And I still would have come back into the path. My area is huge.
Big, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anywhere from here
to
here.
Yeah.
I just need to hit somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about that. In that case, I probably would have used draw.
Yeah.
But a lot of times if you use draw and if you hit it a little too hard, you might draw it into the side pocket.
Yeah.
Using English in this case allows you to shoot a little bit softer and just allow the action of the English to kind of kick off that rail. Right. English is used a lot of times to kind of help the ball get around the table a little better.
Yeah.
So running English.
Yeah.
You can see with very little effort, I can get around the table, right? But if I use hold up English or reverse English, same speed, goes nowhere.
Right.
And takes a different path. So in that case, running English, so you notice what happened with running English. If I use no English at all, you see it takes almost exactly the same path. A little bit steeper.
Yeah.
Right? But it still gets around the table.
Yeah.
So using running English sometimes just helps you control and hitting and using the rails kind of helps you control your speed a lot better for position play, which is what we're going to be talking about, patterns and stuff. Yeah. But that's what the running English will help you with. Just make sure that you are comfortable making the shot that you're shooting with that running English.
Right.
That was pretty easy when I'm shooting this ball with left-hand English to make it go into the rail and have running English, right? That shot and that shot are very different. This shot has running English, easy shot in the side, goes around, it's very predictable. This shot is reverse English, it's inside English on the one, but it's running English for the rail, right? And I kind of have to punch it forward in order to get it to come around the rails. That's a little harder to do, and you have to shoot it harder.
Yeah.
Because you're going from a stop to now get some forward momentum and use that English to help me get around.
Right.
That's a tougher shot. This is a much tougher shot to make and get position than it is making this ball and coming around and getting position.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So let's talk about the other method.
Okay.
And this one, you don't necessarily, the parallel is going to get you by 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is called the pivot point. Are you familiar with that term?
No.
Okay. So you do understand throw.
Yeah.
And do you understand squirt?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you hit the ball, just to kind of review real quick.
Yeah.
When you hit the ball on the right-hand side, this ball wants to squirt to the left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that.
Yep.
If I wanted this ball to not squirt to the left, or in other words, let's say I'm trying to aim this and hit this diamond.
Yeah.
Right? If I wanted it to hit that, well, you saw how much it squirted.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
So what I want to do is actually aim here with that English, and it should go right into the rail, right? So let's try that.
Okay.
I'm just going to shoot right-hand English aimed right at that spot, right where that smudge is.
Yeah. Yep.
Went right at the rail.
Yep.
Now, wouldn't it be nice if there was a way to make it automatically do that? I don't have to look at it and go, well, I know it's going to squirt that much, so I need to aim over this way. What if you could just make it automatically compensate for itself?
Okay.
Okay. And that's where the pivot point comes in.
Okay.
So if I were to aim this ball straight at the diamond, okay, let me switch this so you'll be able to look back.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to aim this directly at the diamond.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I were to leave my bridge hand right where it is, knowing that it's going to squirt here.
Yeah.
And I come across and I just pivot over here like this. Now I'm aimed right about here.
Okay.
Right? It doesn't matter what my bridge length is after the pivot. So, the length of my bridge does not determine the amount of squirt.
Okay.
It's just how much English you're using.
Yeah.
And how deflective your shaft
Yeah.
is. But let's say I do that. I point there and I pivot this way and shoot.
Yep.
Still went over to the right a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was too much. I compensated too much.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I'm way back here, we know that this, if I use English, it's gonna deflect about 1.5 inches to the left, right? And what if I pivot to that spot there? You see, it went a little bit to the left of the diamond.
Yeah.
So somewhere in between there is a point where my pivot is going to compensate for the throw.
Okay.
Or for the squirt.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and the cool thing about that is it doesn't matter if it's a tiny, tiny bit, right? So if I come off half a tip of English, it's going to be a little bit of squirt and it's going to be a little bit of compensation.
Right.
If I go 2 tips to the right, which is theoretically the maximum that you can do, then it's going to squirt a lot. But I've also compensated to the right a lot.
Right.
And the net effect is going to be straight.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Here's the tricky part. Where's your pivot point?
No idea.
Where's my pivot point? They're different.
Yeah.
If you have 2 of exactly the same shaft, they might not be exactly the same.
Okay.
So here's what you do. If you want to do this drill, I'll show you how to do it.
Okay.
But it'll take you some time.
Yeah.
Okay. What you need is a little Post-it note.
Okay.
Okay. And a Sharpie, just to mark a little dot, and you want to stick that to your shaft.
Okay.
Right. You're going to use an open bridge, and you're going to have the sticky note, just a little piece of the sticky note. You don't want to mark your shaft. Okay. And put that on the shaft. Okay. This is what you're going to do, and I'll have you do this.
Okay.
So I want you to stand over there.
Okay.
And you're going to shoot this ball. Go a little bit farther back. Okay. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to shoot center ball, make this ball in the pocket and shoot a stop shot.
Okay.
Okay. And I want you to shoot it hard.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going for accuracy here because that matters.
Okay.
It's good. You hit a tiny, tiny bit to the right.
Yeah.
The harder you hit, the more obvious it is your error as far as hitting center ball. So practice this because it's important.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen is when you're trying to dial in the pivot point, you're going to get the cue ball drifting to the left or right. And that's going to tell you to move forward or up on the pivot point.
Okay.
But you have to know that ordinarily, if you hit the ball straight, it's going to stop.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's important that you be as accurate as possible.
Okay.
Okay. Nice. And that's a good speed. Okay. You can go a little harder than that, but that's a really good speed. Let's try one more. This is your calibration, right? This is what you're making sure that you're absolutely accurate each time. Beautiful. That was perfect. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I actually have these work too.
Yeah, I have those at home.
Yeah, so these would be a good one to use as well.
Yeah.
But don't stick it hard onto your shaft.
Okay.
Because you need to be able to move it.
Okay.
Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to pick a spot, maybe about 12 inches from the tip.
Okay.
And just kind of loosely stick that on there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So now what I want you to do is I want you to bridge at the moment that the tip is right at the cue ball, I want the crux of the joint of your bridge to be right underneath that.
Okay.
Okay. Because if you think about it, that spot is the pivot, right? That's the part that stays stationary while everything else moves.
Okay.
Right. That is your pivot point. So. So make sure that
So
lined up straight, lined up exactly straight, like you're going to make like the shot you did before. And I'll move your bridge back. Okay. Got it? Feel comfortable? What I want you to do is I want you to pivot your cue. Do not move anything else. Just pivot the cue to shoot right-hand English. Exactly. You got that?
Yeah.
Now take a couple practice strokes and give a nice firm stroke. That was pretty straight.
Yeah.
You went a little bit to the right.
Yeah.
But I would recommend doing at least 3 of them.
Okay.
Right?
Within the same spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same exact, so don't move the pivot point yet.
And does it matter how far back I have this hand?
Well, you want the distance between your bridge and your grip is always the same.
Yeah.
Right? If you bend your arm a certain amount and you have this back here straight up and down, it's always going to be the same.
Yeah.
Right? The cue might be longer here. That means you're holding farther back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, what you want to do is when you're doing this, make sure your back arm at the moment of contact
is
straight up
parallel.
and down.
Yeah. Okay.
And what I would do if I were you here is get used to where the grip is. So get down, do your pivot point, bridge, lock in where the back arm should be. So obviously it should be back further.
Up there.
Now you'll notice that you want to be back. There you go. Okay. Now is your back arm good?
Pretty close.
Stand up. Don't let go of your grip. Just stand up. Note where your grip is.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, what's really cool about this is you don't need that anymore. Once you've determined exactly where your pivot point is and you know where your grip is, then you'll be able to use that grip.
Right.
Get down on your shot. Make sure that you're at the right length where this feels comfortable without moving it.
Right.
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 If it feels like this, you're up too close.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Or you're too far away.
Yeah.
If you're back like this, you're up too close.
Got it.
Right.
Yep.
And you can adjust your bridge length to make sure that the back arm feels good. Okay. Remember to now get back up. Get that line. I want to be very accurate on this aim line. Okay. Now just pivot to the right a little bit and then just shoot straight through that spot. Okay. Drifted to the right about the same as it did last time, right?
Yep. Yep.
Let's do one more.
Okay.
Same exact thing. Make sure your aim is very true. As soon as it feels good, pivot to the right. And we want to do the same amount as each time when we're testing because we want to see if the cue has the same exact reaction. Okay? Okay. That looks like...
I think I hit it a little more in the center than the other 2 shots.
Okay.
I wasn't as far over.
So here's the thing. When you're pivoting to the right and the cue ball moves to the right, that means that your cue is moving too much. Its angle is moving too much.
Okay.
How do we get that angle to be lower? We move the pivot point back.
Okay.
If you have a really close pivot point, your cue is going to be doing this to get to the right spot on the ball, right?
Yeah.
The farther back you move to get to that spot on the ball, right?
Okay.
The less angle you're using.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing is we're trying to figure out the angle that you're going to be using to overcome the squirt that happens.
Got it.
So in this case, your spot is probably very, very accurate.
Yeah.
It could probably move back a little bit.
Yeah.
But for your game right now, that's probably accurate enough.
Okay.
You can do this calibration down the road, you know.
Yeah.
So let's try using that. Leave that on there for now.
Okay.
And let's try using that on a shot here.
Okay.
So you got this shot here, and this is a really good example of where using the pivot point because you have to use English and you have to hit it hard.
Okay.
What we're trying to do is we're trying to get this cue ball to go up that table as far as possible for our next shot. Okay. Now, obviously, with this shot, if you try to draw, you're coming this way after the shot, and then it wants to draw maybe into the pocket.
Yeah.
If you hit it, if you slam the hell out of it, you might brush the rail.
Yeah.
But even so, are you going to get down there for that 8 ball?
Right.
Besides, do we want to be on that side of the 8 ball? For this case, that's a bigger target.
Yeah.
Right. So let's use the pivot point. And it can be tricky, especially when you have to use a rail, but you just figure out how to use a rail bridge or whatever you need to do to have your focal point right at that spot, right? And I want you to aim this center ball like you're going to make that 7 ball in the center of the pocket.
Okay.
First step. Go ahead and do that. Same grip. Yep. You know that's your grip spot.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure that you're and make sure that you're aimed. If you need to, stand back up and re-aim. Look at your aim. Don't worry about the pivot point right now. Just look at your aim and drop onto that line. Now, adjust your bridge. Okay? You got to trust all of this part.
Yeah.
Now, what you're going to do, what do you want the cue ball to do? You want it to hit this rail. And then you want the English to help it around the table.
Yeah.
So you need right-hand English.
Right.
But you also need to get to this rail, so you need to also put follow on it.
Yeah.
So now get back up and chalk your stick because you did not yet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Aim first. That's number one. Bridge, your grip should now aim it. Drop down on that aim, center ball. Adjust your bridge, center ball, always center ball. And then your last thing you're going to do is adjust the tip before you take your practice swings and deliver. And this needs to be a good, strong delivery. So you're going to go high, about a tip up, and you're going to go about a tip to the right. And you're going to a nice brisk follow through. Not bad, not bad. It takes a lot
harder,
It takes a lot of focus to really.
Yeah, that was coming here-ish.
Yeah.
If I'd hit it.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite a bit harder. One of my things that I've tried to get very out of the habit of doing is hitting it too hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think before I kind of started getting serious, that was like a huge problem for me. Is I was always like slamming the ball. So
and that's great that you shouldn't be slamming the ball.
Yeah.
In fact, you don't even really need to slam the ball here.
Yeah.
You apply the proper English and the proper follow and a nice follow through.
Yep.
A medium hard speed should get you around the table.
Just a little more angle. Yeah.
Now you don't want a fist grip, okay?
Right.
Still keep that thing locked just like you always do, like every shot you always do. Just follow through.
Oh. Wanted to see where it's going to go.
Let me show you what the shot looks like.
Okay.
And it does not have to be. In fact, there are times I want you to look at that shot. You can see my 5 ball straight in.
Yeah, it's pretty straight.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat the pocket.
Just cheat the pocket, yeah.
Because I'm going to cheat the pocket, I got to be very accurate on this, right?
Yeah.
Now I know my pivot point on this one. This is a very low deflection shaft, so it's way back here.
Yeah.
And you can use a closed bridge as long as you're wrapped around that pivot point. So I'm aiming this to go here. So my aim is slightly to the left of the 5 ball.
Yeah.
Okay. And I also know that when I use my pivot point, I'm holding the back of the cue.
All the way back.
Okay, so that's the aim.
Okay.
I'm going to right hand with some follow. You can see I didn't slam it.
Yeah.
But I committed to that follow. You gotta make sure you hit that spot. It's very easy for some people when they're putting English on the ball, high, low, left, or right, to during the stroke come back closer to center. A lot of times if you're practicing your draw shot and you're just not getting that draw action, it means you're aiming low, but you're hitting high.
The delivery is,
Your delivery is, you're dropping your elbow and you're delivering it high, right? So you got to really watch out for that.
Yeah, okay.
It really helps sometimes when you're practicing this. Take these two spots.
Yep.
Draw a line between them.
Yeah.
And aim it directly at the aim. And then when you want to put English on it, you want to put some follow, move it up. You want to put some left, you want to put some right. So you're going to put right and follow. So that spot right there is what you want to hit.
Okay.
You see where your bridge is and all of that?
Yep.
Now that you've adjusted all of that, try to stand back up, look at the line, and then use that bridge and bring that bridge down where you know you already know where it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be right there.
Right.
It helps sometimes to just kind of shake everything off and reset. Nice and straight. There you go. That's beautiful. Now you're going to be delivering, and you need to deliver that with a little bit more right. You want to aim right at that red dot. And just follow through. Very nice.
Ooh.
Felt a little different, right?
But yeah.
And that's all about making sure that you follow through on that right spot.
Yeah.
But that's what the pivot point is going to get.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you feel comfortable, you can incorporate that into your game.
Yeah.
It just takes a little bit of, this is something new.
Yeah.
So it's going to require a lot more deliberate thought as you're doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
After a while, once you've been doing it a while, you'll just be able to come down, aim your shot, and put your English on it, right? And not really think about it.
Right.
This is all about getting all of those concepts into your subconscious brain, so that you'll do them without thinking. But for now, since it's a new concept, you have to think about it. You got to think about the grip. You've got to think about that pivot point.
Yeah.
Right. You should be able to do this without this.
Yeah.
Once you feel comfortable with it, take that off and give it a try.
Yeah.
Because you won't know exactly where you're at.
Yeah.
But as long as your grip is in the right place, and when you're touching the cue ball, almost touching it, your back arm should be straight up and down.
Yeah.
If I'm too close, my back arm is too far back.
Yeah.
If I'm too far back, my
Forward.
back arm's too.
Yeah.
See? So I know that, now I happen to know that my grip is right here.
Yeah.
So this to me is a pivot point.
Right.
Right. And now if you look at this, let's test it out. So go stand over there.
Yeah.
We should see
pretty close. Yep.
Very straight. So and that matters a lot on a really long shot.
Yeah.
Matters less on a shorter shot like the one we're doing here. Right. But it compensates enough so that your margin of error, instead of being this, is more like this. Right. So feel good about that?
Yeah.
So the two different ways to apply English are
parallel, just move it, keep the same line of aim, but just set up to the side, and then this with the pivot.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to do a hybrid of the two, one that increases the accuracy of the parallel shift without delving all the way into the pivot point, then the front hand English, which is what you talked about earlier, which is the moving the bridge, that's fine.
Okay.
So basically what you want, and as a matter of fact, Dr. Dave has a video about pivot points.
Yeah.
And one of the things he talks about is if your pivot point is so far back that it's really not practical for you to be able to, then what you do is you learn how much front hand English do I put. So let's say I want a bridge here.
Yeah.
How much front hand English do I put and then pivot?
Okay.
Right.
Right.
So you might, instead of holding it way back here.
Yeah.
And pivoting on that point, you see the point that I'm pivoting.
Yeah.
Here. I can come up forward, move it to the right, and then pivot, and then my pivot point is in the right spot.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I can use a shorter bridge, front hand English about halfway to my
and then
to my spot, and then pivot the rest of it. So
okay.
That's really advanced.
Yeah.
But don't worry about that part.
Yeah.
But the part that you can think about is whenever you need to do a parallel shift, try using a front hand English shift.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
See if that works for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
That's how you aim with English, and we talked about when you should use English.
Yeah.
Try to use English a lot less.
Yeah.
When you're drilling and you're practicing, try playing an entire game without using any English.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What you really want to do is control your position play, which is what we're going to talk about next.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the only time really I've been using it is, like I said, to just compensate for throw. And I usually just, because this is a pretty low deflection shaft too, so I just usually use like a very small amount.
On that note, a better way to compensate, remembering that English decreases your accuracy. Even with all these techniques and everything, it decreases your accuracy. Let's say that you're shooting. Can you grab a cue ball out of there? So here's a typical time where you might use English.
Yeah.
Right? Rather than compensate. So what is throw going to do to you? We can actually demonstrate that. And it also depends on how clean your balls are.
Yeah.
The cleaner they are, if they've been freshly waxed,
there's
not going to be much effect at all. And you don't have to really worry about it.
Yeah.
But what you can do, this is kind of a neat little test.
Okay.
Make these two balls parallel to the rail.
Okay.
Let's do them up here. And one ball away.
Okay.
Okay. And touching. Okay.
Okay.
Then shoot this at a 45-degree angle.
Okay.
Straight at the two. The two is acting as the perfect contact point of the cue ball.
Okay.
If you shot this perfectly and hit that exact spot. Okay. So you're going to shoot the cue ball into the two. The two is acting as the cue ball.
Okay.
But acting as a perfect hit.
Okay.
On the three. Okay.
Okay.
Medium speed. And right after you do, I want you to observe where the three ball goes. So it brushed the rail right about.
It did, yeah. I didn't see that, but yeah. Okay.
So a little over half the table.
Yeah.
It went about the width of one ball, and these are pretty clean balls.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what you're trying to compensate for.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's say you're shooting this one, knowing that about half the length of the table, it's going to move one ball towards the rail.
Yeah.
If you hit it perfectly.
Yeah.
Right? Perfectly parallel. You're trying a shot that's going to basically come on this path exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. But we know that with throw, what's going to happen? It's actually going to go towards the rail, and it's going to go towards the rail one full ball width by the time it gets to the pocket. Right. So now you know that. Do you need to use English?
No.
Since you know that fact, you know that for the half of the table, you can do this with you can go to a pool hall, get their dirtiest balls, set up a test, figure out how much throw there is.
Yeah.
And then use that information on every shot you shoot on the table, right? So in this particular case, we know that the ball get it one ball away. The ball is going to travel about one ball's width towards the rail.
Yeah.
For every half table length.
Yeah.
We're slightly under half table length.
So you don't need it.
So no, it will travel. If I hit this perfectly and I aim
right
here,
there, yeah,
that 6 ball is going to throw into the line that goes right into the pocket.
Right.
And because I have that knowledge, I don't need any English.
Yeah.
I just need to hit the ball.
You just need to aim for the.
I need to aim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also have a tendency, because I use this method and I've done this a million times.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to to compensate in my head.
Right.
So I'm trying to get the exact contact points.
Right.
And I put a little bit of English on it. It's difficult. So I
see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying. But then, so I'm aiming for here.
Basically, what you're doing is you're taking wherever you want your ball to go, you're aiming one ball to the left.
Yeah.
In this particular case. So you're aiming at this point.
Yeah. Right.
Bingo. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So
there's the slower the shot, the more throw, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you can test.
So I might have wanted to hit that a little harder.
Maybe, but I mean, this is all about touch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is about hitting a lot of balls and practicing the shot a bunch of times. Get on a table and just keep doing that.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll get to a point where, like me, where you don't have to do the compensation. Your brain automatically does. Right. It's that micro adjustments when you're driving.
Yeah.
That's what my brain does.
Right.
Right. I can't help it. You can test this out. Do this test every time.
Okay.
So even with the same set of balls. So I want you to. Oops. I want you to hit this one hard.
Okay.
Fast speed. And let's see where it goes. What we're looking for is, where is it hitting this rail?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just straight into the 7.
Just straight into the 7.
Straight into the 7.
Nice and brisk. You'll see that is right about there. It did go towards this rail. It always will. Right. I don't care how clean the balls are.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Now there is a bar bet you can do. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll show you that in a sec. But yeah, you saw that it did that.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I want you to do the same shot.
Okay.
But this time I want you to use just enough speed, just barely enough speed to make the 9 ball.
Okay.
So this is going to be a soft shot. And we want to do 45 degrees. We want to do the same.
Right.
Because the angle matters. 45 degrees has the most effect.
Right.
A steeper angle has less effect, and a really, or I should say a shallow angle, and then a really steep angle also has less effect. Slow. Boom. Yeah. Hit the rail here and missed. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
So yes, it does matter the speed.
Yep.
Do a medium, just be used to doing medium speed for most shots.
Most of the time, yeah.
Especially if they're farther away.
Yeah.
Right? So yes, using gearing English, which is what we call that.
Yeah.
When we apply English in order for it not to have any, that works. It does work. But if I'm shooting this shot in here to get on this ball, I just know I need it to come down here. I need it to not go in that pocket. I don't want to hit it hard. So I'm going to shoot a soft shot, so I know that that's going to have more of an effect.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to shoot right at this point. That's where I'm aiming.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just enough throw.
Yeah.
It was a short shot, so it wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
But it was enough to get to the inside of that point.
Yeah.
And put it into the pocket.
Right.
Right. And what that does is allows me to have a margin for error. So if I'm aiming at the center of the pocket, thinking, well, if I aim at the center, it's still gonna make it in the pocket. But if I shoot it soft, I'm lucky it went in because I didn't. I wanted to go in the center of the pocket.
Yeah.
Right. But a tiny, tiny hair to the left, it hits the point and doesn't go in.
Yep.
And now I lost the game.
Yep.
Right. So yeah, that definitely matters. Okay. Got enough information on your English?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Let's talk about position play.
Okay.
Again, this is a very deep subject. And there are hundreds of videos out there. Dr. Dave has some really good ones. I will point you in the direction of Tor Lowry's. That talks about position zones. He goes into it very, very in depth. Which is great. He even has drills where he says that no English and you're not allowed to cross this line, and you're supposed to run balls out. Using position play. So let me see if I can think of a good example. One of them was that thin cut shot that we did to get position on the next ball. But that's more about using speed and not using English. We're really trying to stay in the position zones. You already seem to have understand the concept of, don't cut across the position zone. You want to stay in the position zone as long as possible. Sometimes it's not always practical. So in that case, let's say, for instance, you're going to position for this shot, for this. Obviously, you have a large position zone, but let's put some blocking balls in there. So if you want to get on that 9 next, we know the cue ball is naturally going to come into the position zone here, right? This is a really simple example, but there are lots of cases where you kind of have to think about it in these terms. We know that that 2 ball is most likely going to come off here. It's going to come. We want to
cross it.
Right. But the position zone is kind of over here, right? So what we really want to do is we want to aim for the fat part of the position zone. It's always a cone. So we want to aim for the fat part. And whenever, yes, you're aiming for a zone, but you should always pick a point that you're trying to go for within that zone. Right? That's your target. So in this particular case, rather than stop it here, why don't we hit a little bit harder, go in it. So we're not even thinking about being in the position zone. What we're aiming for is this part of the position zone, right? So we go in here. We cross it, but now we've come back into the position zone with much better angle. Right. And if I hit it a little harder, even if I'd gone all the way up there, I still have a good shot on the number. Does that make sense? So it's little things like that you have to kind of think of. Some of the simpler ones are let's say you've got something like that. Right. So you might think to yourself, well, the position zone is here. Let's make this even a little tougher. Right. I can get in that position zone, but the problem is you're going to be on the edge of that position zone. Right. And if you have more of an angle, it's even tougher. So in this particular case, your position zone gets wider out this way. Obviously, I'm not traveling this way, but if I hit a stun shot with some speed, well, more speed than that. But you get the idea. Then we get, even if I hit it super, super hard and came out this way, you have to make the decision, how easy is it to get to the position zone, and how can I stay in that position zone as long as possible? Yeah. Now, there are going to be times when your position zone is very narrow and very tough to get to.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, let's say your stripes.
Okay.
We're playing 8-ball. Now, your position zone is behind the 9-ball.
Yeah.
But then if you've got something in the way, now you can think of it like there's a light shining from this. This is a flashlight, and it's shining its light out.
Right.
This creates a shadow.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So now you've got this area here, but it's a narrow area.
Mm-hmm.
From about here, all the way over to the rail is no longer available to you. It used to be, but it isn't anymore.
Yep.
Right? So if I have a shot like this, ordinarily I would probably draw.
Yeah.
Because I just draw, and then, I have a lot more margin for error. But in this particular case, I don't really have a big margin for error. But I do know that in this case, my tangent line goes straight into the 6-ball. Right?
Right.
So if I can go straight into the 6-ball or even a little in front of it and keep it here, so now I got to watch my speed.
Yeah.
Right? I got to be very careful of that. But if I do a stun shot on the 10-ball, make sure that I don't have any draw on it at all, just do a stun shot with the right speed, I can come up here, nudge the 6,
mm-hmm.
even if it doesn't put it in the pocket, and I've got a shot on the 9. In fact, for this particular run out, what I like, stun the 10, make the 6-ball, with a tiny bit of an angle on the 9, make the 9, follow it just a little bit,
and then come back.
8-ball corner pocket.
Yeah.
6-ball is no longer a problem.
Right.
So I'm analyzing the table in that way,
mm-hmm.
and I'm figuring out my positions. But that's the kind of thing that you want to think about. And there are literally hundreds of different examples.
Right.
I could try and put some stuff together. What we'll do, I think, is we'll do a little drill.
Okay.
This is a really good drill for you to do. We're going to take these 3, I'm just going to throw them out on the table.
Okay.
Random spots.
Okay.
And you need to run them in order.
Okay.
Ball in hand on the first shot.
Okay.
So think about, because you should always be thinking 3 balls ahead.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to shoot the 6 first, then you need to shoot the 7 or the 8,
mm-hmm.
and then you need to shoot the 9. So I want you to just tell me, with ball in hand, what you think the best strategy is.
Yeah. Well, I need to be somewhere in here, right, for the 9.
Okay. Where do you feel comfortable shooting that? If you had ball in hand on the cue ball and could put it anywhere, where would you feel the most comfortable?
Probably somewhere here, like a 45-degree angle.
So from here in.
Yeah.
So anywhere inside.
Yeah.
So that becomes your position zone.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't feel comfortable over here, don't include that. If you feel comfortable here, then
mm-hmm.
this is your position zone.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, how do you get from the 8 into this position zone without crossing it laterally?
Yeah, because what I was thinking is, you'd have to be coming, off a rail coming down this way. Because my first thought was, if I can get the cue here, shoot the 8 in the side and just follow into this area.
Sure.
But then you're coming across it, like you said.
Well, coming across, again, we're going into the fat part, right?
Yeah, right.
And the zone is not to here. The zone is
all the way down.
Out there, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, longer shots you don't necessarily want, but more important is to be in that zone. So if you do come across this way, if you can cross this line, you can be in this zone for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? So that's not really an issue. So what you have to think about in that case is this is your hard line from the 8-ball to the side.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you are on this side if that is what you're going to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have to remember that you have rails, okay, and you want to try to minimize at the same time. You want to try to minimize your cue ball travel.
Yeah.
Right. So things like this are really good to evaluate.
Yeah.
So you have to think about how can I easily get to the 8-ball and give myself a shot and still give myself a chance to go from the 8-ball into my position zone for the 9, right? So how about, if you were shooting in this pocket, this is the position zone for the 8-ball.
Yeah.
Now come over here. So this is what you're doing when you're looking at the table, right? Your opponent just scratched and gave you this.
Yeah.
And you're trying to figure out, what do I do?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, if I shot the 8 in that pocket, what does that give me? Well, I'm close to getting to the position zone. How do I get there? If I fall on this side of the line, which unfortunately includes this pocket, we don't like that, but if I can get on this side of this line, Tor Lowry is the one that talks about lines and being on which side of it for your position. Your position zone is not always a cone behind the ball. Sometimes it's from here to here, right? So you have to establish that. So in this particular case, we do not want to be on this side, but we'll talk about that in a sec. We want to be over here. How do I get to that position zone from the 6-ball? Probably a couple ways. I can do an angled shot, come into the rail, and then try to come down this way. I could do a follow shot on the 6 and come down here and try to hit this rail. I kind of like that myself.
That's what I was thinking.
But the problem is if I hit it too hard, I end up with a tough shot, right? Now there's a good chance I might end up down here for an 8 in the side, but then how do I get to the 9-ball? I'm having to do some funky stuff. So that is one option, right? The other one is, well, this particular line happens to cut right into the position of the 9-ball. If I can get super straight on the 8-ball, I can draw it back. Even if I'm here, I can draw it back here, right? And even if it hits the rail, it comes out, I still got position on the 9. If I get to this side of the 8-ball, I can still draw back. It's a little longer shot, but I can still get on the 9-ball, right? And if, God forbid, I give myself an angle like this, I could probably follow into the rail and come back up.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So I like that pocket best in this particular case. Not only because it gets me from the 8 to the 9 the best way, and probably the shortest travel of the 9-ball, but also because it's not that difficult to get onto this path from the 6-ball. If I know that if I hit the rail somewhere around here, especially coming in this way, I can stay in that area, right? And follow shots, especially when incorporating the rail, are a lot easier to control speed with. Right. So let's give that a try.
Okay.
So you want to give yourself a shot on the 6-ball, just a tiny bit of cut. So what I usually like to do, and if I know I want to barely miss this pocket, I know that if I make the ball and the cue ball is not lined up to the pocket through the 6, like here, if I follow, it's a good chance I'm going to follow the cue ball. Even if I have a slight angle like that and I aim for this part of the pocket, there is a because the cue ball goes through the 6-ball and into the pocket, there's a good chance I can scratch. But if I draw a line from here, this point, just past this point, through the 6-ball, and put my cue on that line, maybe even here, I know that if I make the 6-ball, there is no way that cue ball can follow in. Right? And I can flirt with the pocket that way. As long as I put the 6-ball right in the center of that pocket. So that's what you want to do. You want to line yourself up with just enough of an angle so that the angle straight through the ball does not aim at the pocket.
Makes sense.
Now on this one here, you can use a little bit of right-hand English. That will actually help you. But you have to remember that that's going to be, you're going to get spin-induced throw. So if that's the case, if you want to use that, I would make this a tiny bit straighter and aim for this part of the pocket.
Okay.
Right there. With your English. Now you kind of overcut it, which means the cue ball went a little farther up. If you had been straighter, the cue ball would have gone a little less. when we're done with this exercise here, I will show you a really cool rule of thumb. Let's not use any English on this. Let's make sure that we just follow straight through and come close to the rail.
Okay.
You don't need to cut it that much. Just, yeah, that's too much.
Too much? Yeah.
Yeah. Trust that this is going to work.
Yeah.
Aim it so the 6 ball is aimed to barely miss this point here.
Okay.
But then aim the 6 to go straight into the pocket. The cue ball will come over here. I'll show you a rule of thumb that you can follow. It really helps you visualize this and you can practice it. Okay. Now, how do you feel about your draw shot?
Better when I'm farther from the rail than that, but
the nice thing about a draw shot is even though you want to be as level as possible on most shots, especially draw shots, it's okay if you have to dig a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Just make sure that you give a nice smooth, straight delivery.
Right.
And if you feel better doing a follow shot, that's going to follow. And I can tell you right now that it's going to follow to right about here.
Okay.
Okay. So you follow it, and with just no English, you should come back out. And as long as you get past this center, you should be able to make that 9. It's a rail shot.
Yeah.
Those are easier than you think.
Yeah. I think I would go for draw on this one.
Hey, it's 9 ball. Went in. So just to kind of recap on the 6 ball, when you're doing this and you're evaluating all of this stuff, it's okay to pull the 6 ball back out and try to come up with another situation here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better if you come out and actually hit the rail and come out here, because then you just follow into the rail and come back out.
Yeah.
Right. So think about those types of things.
All right. Well, maybe I'll try to follow this time and see.
Let's see how that works. Remember, nice, straight, smooth delivery. Very nice. Now you're some distance away, but this is not a super difficult shot. Whenever you're shooting a rail shot, unless there's absolutely no reason to do it, you should almost always just have a nice straight follow shot, no English.
Okay.
Okay.
It's frozen, right?
Yep. In a case like this, I mean, you're close enough to the rail that you're probably not going to get too much throw.
Yeah.
But try to hit the rail just, a hair before the line. If you had actually hit that straight, there was no danger of scratching. Okay. So, in any case, that's what position play is all about. Like I said, there are. We could spend hours and hours talking about it. But I will, like I said, I will send you some videos that go over it. And if you have questions, feel free, just respond to my emails, and I'm here for you.
Okay. Cool.
Quick rule of thumb, and then we'll finish up with jump shots.
Okay.
This is kind of a neat rule of thumb. Can you grab the cue ball out of the back there? This is the 3 times the angle rule.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You may have heard about this. I don't know.
I've heard it, but I don't remember what it is.
On any shot between almost straight in to about 30 degrees.
Okay.
Maybe even 45 degrees. Yeah, I think 45 degrees works well as well. if we were to take, let's say, okay, so we want to shoot the 9 directly into the center of the pocket.
Okay.
And where you're shooting it matters. Okay, and you'll see why in a second. So this is this diamond, which is at basically the back of the pocket right there, is our starting point. Then I look at the shot that the cue ball makes the 9 ball into that spot, right? So I'm aiming right here. And I take that line of aim and I go all the way to the diamond, which is right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I take that distance between this diamond that the cue ball is aimed at to make the 9 ball and the diamond where that the 9 ball is going to hit. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
That exact distance.
Yeah.
I take that and multiply it by 3.
Yeah.
So I go 1, 2, 3. This diamond here.
Yeah.
The path that the cue ball is going to take from this point, it's going to come out this way just a little bit, right? But we know that a forward rolling, this is a naturally forward rolling cue ball.
Okay.
We know that it's going to come off on the tangent line first.
Yeah.
But it's going to bend forward.
Yeah.
When it bends forward, assuming a medium to soft shot, it will bend forward fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And it will go right towards this diamond.
Okay.
Towards it, it's not going here. It's going toward the diamond.
Right. So it'll hit the cushion in front of it.
Right. So it should, if we put a ball right in between those 2 points, right there. So you can see if you go line up on this line here, that from the contact, which is the center of the cue ball, was right here, to there, this ball is right in between them. That's a general rule of thumb for anything from 0 to 45. Right. Now, obviously, 0 is right. There's this is your aim line. This is the target line. So obviously, 3 times 0 is 0. So the cue ball is going to hit that spot too. But you introduce even the slightest angle. So this straight in, cue ball is going to hit here. Right. But if I introduce the slightest little angle, now the cue ball is aimed here. It doesn't seem like much,
right?
But 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
This is where the cue ball is going to actually go.
Yeah.
You notice I'm going to miss the pocket. Even though the cue ball is aimed through my object ball, if I shot the 10 ball here,
it would go. Yeah.
It would go.
Yeah.
But because my aim line, now remember my aim line is not through the 10 ball, it's through the contact, it's through the ghost ball, right? Like that.
Right.
It's that line, these 2 balls.
Right.
Just like that. So that's my aim. So 3 times that is 2, 3. So it should go right here.
Okay.
Assuming the 10 ball goes in the center of the pocket, right? So 3 times angle rule. It's not absolutely perfect because it requires you to have perfect aim, right? If you cheat the pocket one way or the other, the cue ball is going to magnify where the cue ball goes either way. But that's a good general rule to follow. And we can prove that it works, that there's another rule of thumb that's really neat. If you have a 45-degree angle going into a ball that is going to go straight into the pocket like this, that is 1 diamond away from the rail.
Okay.
45 degrees. Where am I aimed? I'm aimed right about there.
Yeah.
That is 1. That is 2. That's 3.
Okay. So you're going to scratch.
So if you ever have a shot like this, you know that the cue ball is going to scratch. That is a very good rule of thumb to have, because if this ball is here,
then you know you're not going to scratch.
And you're shooting exactly. Yeah. And you're worried, oh God, that's going to go.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's going to go close to the pocket.
Yeah.
It's not going to scratch. That rule of thumb, the 45 degrees, 1 angle. So basically 1 diamond to 4 diamonds is the ratio on a 45-degree shot. Right.
Okay.
That's a rule of thumb.
Yeah.
That rule of thumb is exactly the same as the 3 times the angle, because that is 3 times the angle.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Yep.
So that's a good rule of thumb to have. Okay. Let's talk about jump shots. Do you have a jump cue?
I do.
I have jump cues, so.
Well, maybe. Well, this is a combo brake jump cue, but it's what I have.
Okay.
So
I recommend you do is, I'll use these, is to buy yourself some of these spots.
Yeah, I've already burned my felt.
Yeah, these will protect your felt, make it last a lot longer. These are already pretty burnt, but I have a lot of them.
Yeah.
So just put these down under your cue ball.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to jump a piece of chalk.
Okay.
Okay. This is the easiest jump. Okay. Now, before we do anything, do you understand what a jump shot is and what it is not?
I don't know.
Okay. So you do understand that scooping the ball is illegal.
Yes.
And that is not a jump shot.
Yes, this is why I'm burning my, because I.
Well, you'll burn your cloth.
Well, you'll scoop it too.
Even if you do proper. You'll notice these here.
Yeah.
These are burn marks.
Yeah.
These are from breaking.
Yeah.
Hitting the cue ball into the felt.
Yes.
Will give you much bigger burn marks. That's why we use
I have a piece of felt.
That's also one of the reasons why a lot of pool halls ask that you put a piece of felt down when you're breaking.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I have at home.
Okay. So what a jump shot is that.
Yeah.
You're just bouncing the ball.
Yeah.
You can see right there.
Yeah.
What it did, right? You can see that because it's slate and because the very high elasticity basically means that, two steel balls hit each other, they bounce off. Okay. If this were rubber, it wouldn't be as easy to do that, believe it or not. So what you're trying to do is facilitate that happening.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't pick up the cue balls. All you can do is initiate the momentum into the ball to make that happen.
Right.
That's all you're doing. That's it.
Okay.
That is the essence of a jump shot.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you want to raise up your cue to at least 45 degrees.
Okay.
30 degrees will work too, especially if you're just jumping a piece of chalk.
Okay.
Okay. But you want to strike through the center of the ball.
Okay.
You'll notice that normally I hit the ball here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not aiming at that exact same spot. That's too low. I'm gonna skip beneath it and it's not gonna jump. What I'm trying to do is go through the center of the ball.
Yeah.
And that's gonna force the ball into the slate and bounce.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is bouncing the ball, right? The cue takes all of the momentum in this direction, this action.
Yeah.
And then the ball is going to take over and finish the action. Okay. We use a light cue.
Yeah.
With a hard tip.
Yeah.
So that we get the most elasticity and the cue can get out of the way. Okay, because we don't want to trap the ball in.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it conceptually I understand, but for whatever reason, like my body won't do it.
We'll get you. Okay. So number one, now what I do, and there are two different ways that a lot of people teach this and a lot of people do their jumps. One of them is I will essentially lift my bridge up, get closer to the ball.
Yeah.
Obviously my grip is going to be a lot closer, and I'm using a jump cue. I'm not using this cue.
Yeah.
Right. And I raise up, and you notice my elbow is still in the same position it is in a normal shot.
Yeah. Right.
And then because I'm leaning forward, I can get right over the top of that ball.
Okay.
The other way to do it, and a lot of people do, is to raise up this way.
Right.
I've tried this way. It doesn't work for me.
Okay.
It might work for you, but basically it's the same thing. You're still perpendicular to the cue, but you're not vertical. You're horizontal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you go straight into the cue.
Okay.
Okay. So let's try a couple.
Okay.
So this cue, is this your break cue?
Yeah.
Does it break down?
It does. Yeah.
Then break it down.
Okay.
No. I mean, does it break down? Here.
I think it does.
Yes. Yeah. That's where you want it broken down.
Okay.
You don't want.
Well, I've been trying to do the little dart thing sometimes.
The whole idea, you don't have to use the dart. You can still use this, but you should never use this because the weight of this keeps the cue down and traps the cue ball.
Okay.
Having a lighter weight makes the cue kind of bounce off and gives the cue ball room to get out of the way. It gets out of the way for it. Okay.
Okay.
So here's what I want you to do.
So, yeah, I don't. Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to lean. You're going to kind of get on your back, on your tiptoe on your back foot, and you're going to lean over the ball. Okay. And then just pop it straight through the ball.
Yeah. See, that's what happens.
That's okay.
Pretty much every time.
That's all right.
It does not go in the air.
No problem. Let's not even worry about the chalk. What we want to do is just, we'll know if it gets up in the air. Okay. So what we don't want is we don't want the wrist like this.
See, I don't. Maybe this is better for me because for whatever reason I can't.
It feels weird. But if the sideways one works for you, then yeah, that's not bad. You don't have to be on top of the ball.
Okay.
A 30 to 45 degree angle is good. Okay. Let's go straight through the center of that ball. There you go. That's a jump.
Okay.
Now, believe it or not, jumping over an entire ball is difficult.
Yeah.
It takes practice.
Right.
Okay. Now make sure also that you're chalked up.
Yeah. Yes. It doesn't adhere to this tip.
It doesn't, not quite as easily, but it will. Here, let me show you. Kind of have to push a little bit harder.
Okay.
And really, what you're trying to do is you don't have to worry about the edge as much.
Okay.
There you go. Now, what a lot of people will I want you to focus on aiming at the center of the ball. Okay. So if you need to do that. So the line that forms, that's the line of your cue going straight through the center of the ball, right at that dot. And then once you become proficient at doing that and getting the ball in the air, then you want to aim a little bit below.
Okay.
Okay. That helps get the cue out of the way a little bit better. So it's like you're hitting a draw shot, but from above. But for now, just right through the center. Nice brisk shot.
Yeah, see, it doesn't.
That was a jump. You don't think it's that much, but yeah, that was a jump. Here, I'll show you.
Okay.
Go ahead. Same exact shot. Remember, go through the center of the cue ball. Don't grip so hard. Okay? Nice light grip. We want speed of the cue. We don't want power.
Right.
There you go. That was a really good jump.
Yeah, speed, not power. I think
speed, not power. Yeah,
that helps.
You want a nice light grip.
Right.
I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, because the problem with using power is now, here's the thing, we're making the cue as light as possible, right? But a grip has now incorporated my arm into the weight of this cue. Right. Because now I can't move the cue.
Yeah.
It's become part of my arm, and my arm adds to the weight.
Right.
Okay. We don't want that.
Yeah.
We want it to be loose, because then when it hits, it might slip a little bit, right? It has the ability. It doesn't mean it will.
Yeah.
But it could slip. So now my arm is no longer part of the weight. It's not tied to the weight of this thing because I can move it. Right?
Yep. Okay, that makes sense.
A heavier cue. This is why people don't do it with a break cue.
Right.
Some people will.
Right.
Especially if they need to just jump past this ball. The ball only has to get about this high. Right.
Right.
So in that case, they might use their break cue.
Yeah.
Because they want a little more accuracy, want to be able to grip a little farther down. But for the most part, they're not going to use a full weight cue. They're going to use there are different ones. This one here, you can see, is a lot longer than yours.
Yeah.
Right. This is a jump cue.
Yeah.
But it also has the ability to take this off.
Right.
For shorter jumps.
Yeah.
Right. For longer jumps, that's a long jump. I need to get over that entire ball, right?
Yeah.
I'll use a longer cue, a little bit less angle than I would for a shorter jump.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to be careful
Yeah,
about.
when it's that close to the pocket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Jeez. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay. But as you can see, I can get a lot of air.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, a lot of times, most of the time, I'm going to take that off.
Right.
And
yeah.
now you can see
about the same.
we're about the same.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
You got it. That's, I mean, that is the mechanics of the jump.
Right.
Now, obviously, there's a lot more to it because the whole idea is you're trying to make a ball.
Yeah.
Or at least hit the ball,
You gotta
right?
aim it. Yeah.
That somebody's played safe on you, and you got to get around or over that ball to get to your next ball. Otherwise, it's a foul. So there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah.
I will tell you. So I've given you the mechanics.
Yeah.
Okay. Decide if you want to do the sidearm or whatever feels comfortable for you, whatever gets you the best results.
Right.
But I've given you the mechanics of a jump shot. There's
Yeah.
not much more I can impart to you.
Right.
Right. As far as that goes, until we start getting into the nuances of hitting it low versus center.
Right.
Putting English on the ball.
Right.
There's a lot of really tricky things you
Yeah.
can do. Mainly what you're trying to do is you're just trying to get over an object.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The other that I want to show you, the other thing I want to show you is, let's say you're trying to make this ball.
Okay.
It's a fairly big target, not too difficult. And you've got to jump over, say, half this ball.
Okay.
Okay. Jumping over a full ball is tough.
Yeah.
And it takes practice.
Yeah.
So work yourself up to it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Use a piece of chalk.
Yeah.
Use 2 pieces of chalk.
Okay.
Use 3. If you can go over 3 pieces, you can go over a ball.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you're going to aim at the 2 ball.
Yeah.
So tell me how you aim at that.
Well, I'm going to have to cut it so I don't.
No, I just want you to make the ball. I don't care what happens to the cue. Just hit the 2 ball.
I mean, I'd aim it the same way. I'd aim the same way.
Okay.
You know, I'd approach it the same way, right?
What's really difficult in this case is to see the shot line.
Yeah.
Especially since you have to get up and over the ball. So here's what I do.
Okay.
I look at this line and I see exactly where I need to go over that 5 ball.
Okay.
You can see that in order to make if I were to hit the 2 ball square, I'm aiming right here on the 5 ball.
Right.
That becomes my aim line.
Your line.
I don't care about the 2 anymore.
Yeah.
Now I can see that. Even when I'm up and over, I can see exactly what I'm aiming at.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So that's what I want you to do. I want you to aim basically right there.
Yeah.
Right next to the 5 ball. And then just deliver that same exact stroke that you did. Okay?
Magic.
My job here is done.
It worked.
And that's a jump shot.
Yeah. Great.
I mean, that's really all that I can teach you.
Yeah. Okay.
The rest is practice.
Yeah, I know. I've like watched a million videos on it, and it just, for whatever reason, I keep. But yeah, speed, not power. I think for me,
speed, not power, and make sure that a light grip, center of the cue ball.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna let you take a couple of these with you, so you can practice.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, I got tons of them.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, they'll protect your cloth and you can practice. You can even take these to the pool hall if you go to the pool hall. And, you know, if the owner comes out and says, I don't like people practicing jump shots, you can say, I'm just using these.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Is there a place around here in the East Bay that you like?
I play in a league out of Crown Billiards.
Crown Billiards?
Yeah, and I think if you're interested in it, league would probably be a good option for you.
Yeah.
I definitely think you're at a skill level that, what's really cool is it's handicapped.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there are people who play who are not as good as you.
Yeah.
You know, and you know they get a lot more. They get a lot more handicap points.
Yeah.
You know?
And do you have to have a Fargo rating to do the handicap?
You don't.
Okay.
He's not. I play out of Crown Billiards in San Ramon.
Yeah.
And it's owned by Kevin and Russ, and they are not as good about reporting to Fargo.
Yeah.
But they do.
Okay.
Usually at the end of the season,
yeah.
at the end of the session. But he will assign. It doesn't go by Fargo rates. It goes. Everyone has their own handicap in the internal league.
Right.
Like right now, what am I right now? About a 59. Yeah. And what that means in the one that I play, we play 3-man teams. We play six games, 6 matches. My 59 means that's the average score I get. And it's 8 ball, and it's scored out of 15 points based on how many balls you make. In your
so
game.
In 3 games, 59.
6 games actually. We play twice.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
When you play on a 4 or 5-man team, then you play 5 matches.
Okay.
With the 5-man team, you play each person 1 time. The 4-man team, you play each person 1 time, and then you play the first person again.
I see.
And then with the 3-man teams, you play each person twice.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a great way to, to meet other people and see what other people are doing and practice and really kind of put your skills to the test.
Right.
It could be nerve-wracking, especially in the beginning because you're all nervous. You don't want to let your teammates down.
Yeah.
You'll soon find that most of the time these guys, they don't care.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be nervous about. It's just play your game and
there's no
score
money, money on the line.
Right. It does cost $10 a week.
Yeah.
And there's also a one-time league fee each year that you pay for like $20 or something like that. Other than that, and you get your money back at the end. So the better your team does, the more money you get back.
Oh, okay.
But you do get something back. Every team gets something back.
Okay.
So that $10 will come back to you.
Yeah.
In some quantity.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a but yeah, I play at, like I said, San Ramon. Where do you live?
I'm in Orinda.
Okay. That's not too bad.
There was a place in Berkeley I went one time that's like right in downtown Berkeley. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the name of it. It's like
it used to be Broken Rack, but it's what's it called now?
It's in like you go down the stairs.
Oh, the one downstairs.
Yeah.
That's Steezy's place. Yeah, that's
It's big. I had a bunch of tables down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know does he run a league out of there? Yeah. Okay.
10 ball, 9 ball, actually 8, 9, and 10, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're if you can get to San Ramon,
that's better. Yeah.
It's you're probably about the same distance as me, because I got to get to the freeway and up the freeway.
Yeah.
You're on the freeway.
San Ramon's not that far.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
I just get right on 24.
San Ramon is great because they play 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday. Monday night is the 3-man. I don't know what the Tuesday through Thursday. Thursday is the drink and play pool league.
Yeah, just the beer league.
Yeah, it's the we really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
How good we do.
Right.
We don't care about pool. We're here to socialize.
Yeah.
They might be there a little later, 10:30.
Okay.
Monday nights we're out of there by 9:30.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty quick. Even though we're playing 2 times, we're playing 6 matches. It's only 3 people.
Yeah.
So there's only 18 total matches.
Okay.
5 by 5, there's 25 matches.
Yeah.
So break room. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But
yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, draw. Yeah, that's a pretty good place. I like that place.
Yeah, I only went in there one time.
Parking is rough.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
People were just talking about it. More serious pool players were talking about how it's become the Cal Berkeley hangout.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do try to. I mean, obviously it's a business.
Yeah.
Get money in the door.
Right.
Yeah, it's local.